So from real life to virtual life, we'll move to graphic design. Hugo is a graphic designer, amongst others, based in Antwerp and Brussels, and active with the St. Lucas Design School.
Be colorful. Be very much into pixels. Be able to browse your own book. Be German. Be a loving father. Be attractive. Be a modernist. Be a businessman. Be sick. Be attractive. Well, that's me. I'm struggling. I'm a designer, I'm an editor, I'm teaching, I'm organizing. Every day, I don't know why, but it's just like me. It's a struggle between myself, clients, people I know, but I like it. You know, this picture is from Stefan Sachmeister. For me, it's the most engaged design ever. There's no Photoshop involved. There was Photoshop involved in the previous picture. That is, he carved it on his own skin, on his own flesh. How far can you go? He was inspired by Tibor Kelman. Tibor Kelman is an Hungarian designer who lived in New York and died 10 years ago. I'm inspired by Tibor Kelman too, because he was everything. He was a designer, was a thinker, and he was an advertiser at the same time. And so, from his book, I took one quote. And this is the quote. Rules are good, break them. I think we have to do it every day. It's nothing wrong against rules, but we have to think further all the time. As we are creative, in which way or another. So therefore I started the integrated project some years ago. It was a research project at St. Lucas in Antwerp where I teach. And you see a picture here. It doesn't matter which picture it is. It's a face. It's a double face between Douglas Haddow and Stefan Sachmeister. So this is the invitation and the poster we designed at my studio, because I have a studio, a graphic design studio in Brussels, and we used red and blue and flash. Flash as a sort of metaphor of all kind of creative processes, in which we wanted to organize integrated. You see here the main stage of integrated, where we, some months ago, in October last year, in the Single in Antwerp, we invited about 25 people from all over the world, designers, philosophers, teachers, writers, artists. And we made a stage. This wasn't the stage of this year, it was about 2 years ago. We didn't want to have a pure, minimal design stage. We just put some furniture on stage. And every time when a speaker came along, we reorganized it as a sort of metaphor for chaos, for all kind of creative ideas. This was the last stage. You see, it's rest forms in polyterrain from packaging. Very complex forms which we made together into one block. And on this block, all the speakers set their laptops and talked to the audience. We are lucky to have about 1,000 people in the audience, although integrated is not non-commercial conference. Here you see people from Paris, Adieu c'est mieux, because we organized a Young One platform where people, very young people, could present or do the performance of their own work. This is David Shigley. You probably don't know him. David Shigley is an illustrator or a comic artist from Scotland. He draws very bad, but therefore he's so good. Because all the work should take a look at his website, davidshigley.com. Oh, by the way, I do design some t-shirts. This is a t-shirt I designed some years ago when I had a lecture in Berlin. I thought I must make this t-shirt being lecturing in Berlin, because I don't like this typeface. And lucky for me, it's available in another one. We had integrated two very legends. At the left you can see Storm Thorgerson, and at the right Stefan Sachmeister. Storm Thorgerson is a legendary designer of all the Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin record sleeves. And he had a big quarrel with Stefan Sachmeister some years ago, and I was happy they made it up together. Here you can see the most famous record sleeve of Storm, Wish You Were Here for Pink Floyd. This guy isn't photoshopped, he's really in flames. It was all organized and set up by Storm at the time. At Integrated, we also had some performances. This is a performance of young people from Antwerp called Wesley Walkman. They had a sort of verbal briefing. The people who were standing in front had to design with markers a sort of logo, which they couldn't, of course. They tried, but they couldn't. And then at the end, we had a graphic after party, which is a battle between all kinds of graphic designers who got into battle with each other. They played a sort of Fiji set at a petrol club in Antwerp. We'll be organizing this a few times a year, every time again. And at the end, I asked at the right you have Dirk Segers. Dirk Segers is the director of Recyclaar in Brussels, to interview Stefan Sackmeister, and this interview will be launched in the next issue of Ed magazine. This issue number 9 will be launched in a few weeks from now on. I'm looking forward because we had Stefan a few years ago again. Before to end, this is the back of our program booklet. And as I mentioned before, we are not a commercial conference. There is no budget involved, just like here. And then we said, forget about TED, you know, the TED conference, and come to Integrate next time. So I would say, fuck integration, and come to the next Integrated conference. And if you want to see more about it, just visit the websites beyond. It's visionarfactory.com, @magazine.be, and integrate2009.com in 2011. Thank you. Bye.